What if I told you that the world you live in, the choices you make, the trends you follow, and even the people you admire, might not be as random as you think? What if power doesn't always sit where we can see it? And what if the most powerful forces in the world don't wear crowns, don't hold elections, and don't even want you to know they exist? Before you roll your eyes, before you think here we go again, just stay with me for a moment. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I'm here to walk you through a story. A story that starts in history, moves through rebellion, gets twisted by culture, and ends in a question that only you can answer. Because whether you believe this or not, the impact of this idea is very real. People call it the Illuminati now. Today, that word gets thrown around everywhere. Celebrities, logos, music videos, politics, sports. Every time something big happens, someone says, yeah, that's Illuminati. But here's the thing most people don't know. This story didn't start on the internet. It didn't start in Hollywood, and it definitely didn't start as a meme. It started with a real man. Back in the late 1700s, in a place called Bavaria, which was part of modern-day Germany, there lived a philosopher named Adam. Adam was an evil. He wasn't rich. He wasn't powerful. He was frustrated. Frustrated with monarchy. Frustrated with the church. Frustrated with a system where questioning authority wasn't encouraged. It was punished. He believed that religion and royal power were controlling how people thought, that they were limiting critical thinking, that they were deciding what was allowed knowledge and what wasn't. And Adam had a dangerous idea. What if society could be run by reason instead of fear? What if people could think freely? What if power structures could be replaced by intelligence and enlightenment? So in 1776, he formed a secret group, not because he wanted mystery, but because speaking openly could get you imprisoned, or worse. He called it the Order of the Illuminati. The word Illuminati comes from Latin, meaning the enlightened ones. Members believed they had access to deeper knowledge, higher reasoning, and truth that the general public didn't. At first, it was small. Who's thinkers, intellectuals, idealists. But ideas spread fast, and slowly, this secret society grew. Now here's where things get interesting. On paper, the Illuminati didn't last long. Internal conflict started. Members argued, trust broke, and eventually, one man turned against them. A former member exposed the group by writing a detailed letter, revealing their beliefs, practices, and plans. That letter landed on the desk of the ruler of Bavaria. The response was immediate. The Illuminati were banned, declared illegal. Members were hunted. Punishments were severe. Authorities discovered documents that shocked them, plans that challenged religion, ideas that threatened monarchy, discussions that crossed moral and political boundaries. And just like that, officially, the Illuminati were erased. History books say the story ends there. But here's the question that refuses to die. Did it really end? Or did it just go quiet? For nearly 150 years, nobody talked about the Illuminati. The name disappeared. No headlines, no fear, no rumors, until the 1960s. Young people were questioning everything. War, government, materialism. authority. Warlith was the ERA of the hippie movement. Peace, love, rebellion. Eastern philosophy entered Western culture. Psychedelics opened new ways of thinking. Music became protest. Art became resistance. And during this cultural rebellion, something strange happened. The idea of the Illuminati came back. But this time not as a real group. Assez simbale. More. Assez si. Writers, artists, and satirists started using the Illuminati as a metaphor for hidden power, unseen control, and systems manipulating society. Some did it as a joke, some as protest, some as social commentary. But once an idea enters the public mind, you can't control how people interpret it. Books were written. Fiction blurred with reality. Movies picked it up. Music referenced it. And then the internet arrived. Now suddenly, anyone could connect dots. Anyone could freeze frame a video. Anyone could take a symbol and give it meaning. People began noticing patterns. Eyes, triangles, pyramids, hand signs, symbols that existed long before modern media. Suddenly felt intentional. The all-seeing eye. The pyramid structure. The owl representing wisdom. Some said these were psychological tools, that repeating symbols trains the subconscious, that once something feels familiar, it feels normal. Others said it was nonsense. And honestly, both sides make arguments. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Human brains are pattern-making machines. We connect dots, even when dots aren't meant to be connected. But sometimes, dots really do line up. That's why this theory refuses to disappear. Celebrities began getting pulled into the conversation. When someone rose to fame too fast, people questioned it. When artists used strange imagery, people analyzed it. When powerful figures spoke certain words, people replayed it again and again. Some artists openly claimed the industry was controlled by unseen forces. Others joked about it. Some denied everything. And yes, some careers collapsed under pressure. Some lives ended tragically. Is that proof or coincidence? That's where belief begins. The danger isn't the Illuminati theory itself. The danger is what happens when people stop thinking critically. When fear replaces logic, when curiosity turns into paranoia, when everything becomes their watching. Not everything is a symbol. Not every triangle is a signal. Not every success requires selling your soul. Sometimes a triangle is just a triangle. Sometimes power is visible. Sometimes greed doesn't hide. Sometimes systems fail because humans are flawed. And yet, it would also be naive to believe power doesn't operate behind closed doors at all. History has proven again and again that influence often lives in shadows. The real question isn't whether the Illuminati exists. The real question is this: who benefits when people stop questioning? Who benefits when people are divided? Who benefits when truth and fiction become impossible to separate? Maybe the Illuminati isn't a group. Maybe it's an idea that reminds us to question authority, to stay aware, to not blindly follow narratives, to understand that power doesn't always announce itself. At the end of the day, no secret society can control someone who thinks clearly, acts ethically, and lives with purpose. Fear is the real controller. Ignorance is the real prison. If you stay grounded, curious, and balanced, no hidden force has power over you. So, believe what you want. Question what you hear. Laugh at what deserves laughter. Just don't stop thinking. Because the moment you stop thinking, someone else will happily do it for you. And that is the real story.